Today we're speaking to Damilola, and Damilola is based in Lagos. He's a motion graphics designer and video editor and has 7 years experience. So Damilola edits for me, and he does an amazing job. And I call him the ideas man because he always has a lot of beautiful ideas. It's like his default nature, which is very, very commendable. So we've been working together for a while, but he's in school. He's in Obafemi Awolowo University, and he's able to combine school work with his editing work. But when he's under pressure in school, he won't be able to do much of editing, which is good. So you're welcome to the Mac blog.
Thank you.
Yes. So how did you get into video editing?
Well, I got into video editing like some years ago. Let's say roughly 8, 9 years ago, and it was like I just finished secondary school, so I didn't really have much because that year I didn't write jam, so I didn't really have much to do. I was meant to write jam the next year, so I think instead of me wasting my time, it was actually my grandma that actually let's say she inspired me, or she gave me the motivation, because she was saying that okay, it's better if I learn something. So actually I didn't even start. What I learned first was not actually video editing. I learned motion graphics first. So I went there. In fact, the person that I learned from was renting a space in our building, so it was a bit easy. So I went there. So I started learning motion graphics. I learned how to do some motion graphics before I transitioned into doing video editing. I learned it for about a year and a half, 2 years before I started getting jobs on video editing.
So I have a friend who edits. So he told me that he had an issue getting a job some time ago when he was trying to get a job because he didn't go to the university. So they were asking for university degree, and he lost out on some opportunities. There were some big projects he was supposed to work on, and he couldn't get those jobs because he didn't have a university degree. But he's quite experienced and he can do the job very well. Have you ever had that kind of experience where they didn't give you a job because you didn't have a degree?
Yes, I had in fact many situations like that whereby one of the requirements for getting the job is having a certificate, and it was quite funny to me because as at that time also I was also in school. I'm still in school, but okay, I just started school that time, and it was quite funny to me because what's I was thinking to myself, how did what importance or what relevance was the degree to the job? Because of okay, I have built my skills to this level whereby I can actually do this job, and yet I'm being denied the opportunity to do the job because of a university degree. Then it was a bit redundant to me, but I think in this country, people tend to place a lot of importance on the university degree. It is also important, but it should they should ask, in my own opinion, you should ask for a university degree where it is relevant. Because if you are looking for a mechanical engineer, or you are looking for a lawyer, you are looking for a doctor, then you can ask for a degree in such profession. But you can't be looking for a video editor, a motion graphics designer, an artist, a musician, and you're asking the person to provide his degree. It's quite I don't know, it doesn't really align, because let's say someone 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 studied law or studied something, person has a degree and person is not really skilled in that profession, like is not really skilled in video editing or in this thing, but due to the fact that he has a degree, are you trying to tell me that he has automatically qualified to get that position, whereby the person that okay does not have the degree or is yet to get the degree, at in my own case, miss out the opportunity and I'll be punished, and while whereas I have more experience than the person with the degree?
There are some sites online that I see people like. I met someone that works for edit for some foreign company online. So he gets the job online. You know, some of these job online sites. Then he does the editing here, but works remotely. Then he executes the job. Then he gets paid in dollars. Have you ever tried those kind of sites?
Yeah, I've tried some sites like that. Tried to do remote jobs and everything, but the issue with those sites is that most of these sites are a bit competitive. You can get one and before you get another one, takes it takes some time. But the good thing about working like for online remotely for like someone abroad is that you'll notice the difference in the pay. The difference in the pay is substantial. Let us say substantial. It makes is by far better than what you'll be paid here. And also the way like the work hours, the rules, and the flexibility is actually better than that of if you are going to like get the job locally. But there are a lot of online opportunities to get remote jobs, and I usually get them. I do remote and also online, remote and also local jobs, and it's obvious to see there's a difference. There's a clear difference. In fact, one of my friend I met, and he was telling me that he does not even do local jobs again, only remote jobs, because of the people that we do, like us in this country, the way they pay, not only the pay, the way the attitude towards the person that is editing for you, it's not the same. I think because of they place a lot of values or a lot of value on your skill abroad. So I think that's the major difference.
You're actually very good at the job you do, which is the video editing and the motion graphics, because you know I've seen your job several times. But how do you combine that with your schoolwork? Does it not interfere?
Yeah, it does. Like I'm entering my final year in Obafemi Awolowo University. I'm studying mechanical engineering, but due to the fact that there's a lot of projects and due to the complexity of my course, the way I take job reduces. And as I said, if you are doing like an online remote job for people, they have a better understanding on how, because they place a lot of value on your skills, so they usually give more time for job completion. And another thing is that taking less jobs to focus on your study, taking less jobs is also there. And yeah, and most times during the break, okay, during the break I usually do local jobs also.
Okay. So I know a lot of creative people have jackpot. They run away to Canada, which is a very important destination now for, you know, Canada, US, UK, even sometimes Dubai. Some Nigerians have gone to Dubai because there are opportunities there. So, what do you think you'd like to see change in Nigeria for you to want to stay or to be interested in staying and not leaving?
There are some few changes that can be put in place to actually incentivize or to actually give creators or people with skills the comfortability to stay in this country, either rather than actually going abroad to get what's the name? Get opportunity there or seek for
Greener
opportunity
pasture.
abroad. So there are many things. First is the way we look at all these kind of skills. I think the major problem that we have is that us as Nigerians, we don't really place a lot of we don't really place a lot of what did I say value on this kind of skills, and which is different abroad because of what you be paid. Let us say photography, like the value they place on a particular picture or a photographer in Nigeria is not as much as the value they pay if they place on a photographer abroad. So let's say a photographer in Nigeria is earning 50,000 naira per job or 100,000 naira per job. Abroad, it's not possible. You'll be seeing the same photographer with the same set of skill might be earning 2,000, $1,000. So it's if the if the value that they place or people place on this set of skills increases, then also the value that people will be more incentivized to stay in the country. Also, the same if you even go up the ladder in in the skill space, let us say coding, you realize that most people that are coding are actually they are coding in Nigeria are actually doing online or remote jobs because of what you be paid online or in remote will be like by far greater than what you be paid locally. And reason why some people don't even jackpot because in the ideal sense they would have traveled out of the country is because of that remote job. They might be in their country, but they're not really working for the country or people in the country. They're still working outside the country. So people actually do that to even so that's even not you're not working for your country in that sense. You understand? But it's because of there's a remote job, people don't actually go and travel. But another thing that can keep people in the country is, yeah, I said first the value that they put on your skill. That means if you pay more. Then another thing is even paying after the agreement, the payment itself, because of you might do a job for someone and then the person might like it, but yet they refuse to pay and giving you excuses because they will say that there's an issue because they cannot pay meet up with the payments, and it feels kind of silly when you agreed on a particular price and at the ending of the day you fail to like fulfill the agreement or the terms of the agreements because of the job has been done and yet you are unable to actually you are not able to actually meet up your end of the agreement while actually liking the content or the job that was done for you. So if people just pay, pay, even if it was not even much, but even if it's not much, people, no matter how small, sometimes you realize that some client, no matter how small you charge them, they still want to still default on the payments. One other thing I can also add to that is the way they treat people that you are working with or working for because of sometimes in this country you realize that there's no much respect. There's no really much respect in the people that is the person that is providing the content or providing this skill set for you. So if you treat people more with respect and everything, I think all all these factors come together to like okay make you comfortable to like stay in your country and everything. Yeah.
So yeah, you talked a bit like a politician. I was referring to you specifically, but those ideas are still applicable, Sha. I have had a situation where I did a job for it was a wedding. I was paid an advance of 80K. So the pre-wedding was supposed to be part of the package. So we shot a pre-wedding, but the bride was just pretty difficult. So eventually, the couple picked a venue for the pre-wedding. The place was so tight, one of the venues, and we couldn't really, I just managed to, do the best I could. Then the other venue, we went there. The bride forgot her shoes. There are all kinds of issues. A bit of it was my own problem. So eventually, I sent them the pictures. They said they didn't like the pictures. I should refund money. So I had to refund money. I refunded the entire ticket I was paid as advance. So have you had that kind of scenario where maybe somebody didn't like the job you did and you had to refund money? Or do you even believe that you should refund money after you collected money?
Well, it depends. Personally, I've not really had a scenario whereby someone says they don't like the job and I have to refund money. But I have been in a situation whereby the job was completed and the person said the person liked the job, but yet refuses to pay the money person because of an excuse or the other. Then after a while, it took a long time before the person actually completed the payment. In fact, in some scenarios, they don't even complete the payment. They don't complete the payment, and sometimes you realize that you going as far as the payment is a waste of time. So I think sometimes it's good to put things in place, because I know that you have a policy whereby you have like terms and agreements that protect you from this this kind of situation. I think that yours will be based on experience and what's your previous interaction with some clients. Then in the issue of what you saying, issue of refund, I feel that if you did not do a good job, or you did a good job and the client disagree that it's a good job, yes, I think you should refund in certain scenarios or in certain cases. You should refund to keep the relationship with the client and everything. Because if you refund, person will say, okay, um, this person actually admits, or the person knows that, yeah, it's all about customer satisfaction. Then it's more likely that the person gives you another job, and probably the second job you try to do something better, or you adjust the style to the style or to the taste of the client, so that you can keep that relationship.
So how do you now manage people that owe you or refuse to pay your balance? Because like you get an advance, you do the job is satisfactory. Actually, I've noticed some clients would tell you the job is bad, so they can probably owe you or pay you less than you agreed. I've had that experience before, where they'll have to play down on the job that, oh, this job is not good enough, but I'll manage it. If the job is not good enough, then you shouldn't take it at all. So how do you now manage the clients that doesn't want to pay or that is owing after the job and just for months on end just doesn't want to pay the balance?
Well, as time goes on and as you meet plenty people, you come to understand that people don't want to pay you. And I have learned something from you. So the strategy that you've put in place in having a terms and condition for a particular job, you say that, okay, if you don't like this job, like after three edits or three corrections, uh, it's a must that, okay, I have satisfied you to the possible best that I can, because you've had the opportunity to correct the job three different times or four different times, or any amount of times that you guys agreed. Then it should be to your satisfaction. Then that agreement is like a security for me, and for also you, also as a client, because you know that I will always agree. Then, of course, collecting an advance is also part of it. It's also part of the whole situation, like protecting yourself from a bigger loss. Yet to say there are some clients that will still want to play smart, but yeah, that's how it
Okay.
is.
Okay, so do you believe in passion over money? Do you think that if you're passionate, you should follow your passion and maybe in the long run you make money, or should you just throw away your passion if you're not making money and just look for any business that makes money or anything that makes money?
Well, the other day, I saw something, and it actually grabbed my attention. The person said that if you are to do something that you don't like, eh, if you are to do something that you don't like, make sure you get a lot of money from it, or you make a lot of money from it. If you are to do something that you don't like, and that is the thing. So
Interesting.
if 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 you want to follow your passion, if you want to follow your passion, you can follow your passion. If you develop your skill during that passion, during and yeah, you pursue your passion, then also build a good business mentality, you should make money off it. But if you are not meant to follow your passion and you are looking for money, make sure you gain a lot of money from it, or get a lot of money from it, so that you won't be frustrated.
So where the frustration is from where now? How do you for how long would you do that for you to now do you now go back to your passion after you made money or what do you now do?
Well, the thing about it is that when you've made money, you have the flexibility to do what you want. Then doing going back to your passion also, you can go back to your passion and develop your skill and also conquer that aspect. Yeah,
But you
because
can't do things
the thing,
indefinitely now. You're going to
yeah,
grow old, you're going to have responsibilities, family, bills. So what's the likelihood of you going back to your passion is very slim.
it's very slim, but as you can see, it's you can't you the thing about it is that doing your passion and you are hungry also, it's your passion can become your greatest enemy. So that's the thing. If you are to go to your passion, if you are meant to go with your passion, make sure you give your all and try to make bread from that, what you've said that you like. If not, I think going for something that will actually give you. And the thing about it that you can go for something that is not your passion. It depends on that's the thing. It's not. It depends on the timestamp on how fast you are going to make your money. If you make your phone money, if you do something, maybe let's say you are 25 years, 30 years, you venture into a business, then 10 years later you are able to 10 years, 15 years, 20 years later, you are able to gain something. You can also go to your passion, do your passion till you go to go and meet your creator.
That's exactly my next point. So I want to talk about that timing. So like I was in a church service and the pastor said if you're dating a guy that's 15 years has not made it, you should leave him, something like that. So I want to know, is there a time duration that is too long for you to say, okay, I am focusing on my passion, but after X amount of time, if it doesn't work out, if I don't make money, and maybe I don't jackpot, or I really want to still stay in the country, I will do something else. Is there a time frame that you should be looking at to say, okay, this is the time I will now.
Well, if initially you've decided to follow your passion, and if initially you've decided to follow your passion, then I think you should double down on it, in the sense of you try to do it then, because if you are following your passion and you're not making it, then you should look at, okay, there should be something wrong, there's something I'm not doing well, should I let me because as time goes on you learn new things. So yeah, I think that at a point, if you are not only passion, you should not do it only with passion, you also develop your skills let's say you have a passion in uh, let's say music. Let's say music, you want to be singing and you have been singing and it's not blowing. You have to look at, okay, why is why is this not working? What can I do to actually improve myself? What is making me different from other um, artists? But in that aspect, you know that okay, there's a time limit that you can't just be doing passion blindly for life and you'll be broke, you'll be hungry. So I think in that aspect, in that perspective, you can actually say, okay, this is not working. Let me find something else to do that make that so that I can actually survive in this country.
So how much do you like to earn in a month that you feel is appropriate, that you're comfortable with, that okay, this is yeah, this is reasonable enough for my effort? Because you are saying doubling down, you're saying double down, double down, double down, So how much do you think that double down is worth in a month?
In a month,
Yes.
is it the question? Is it like is it right now or
How much
ultimately?
right now ultimately?
Right now, ultimately, a month.
After school, let's say after school, like something that will make you not want to look for a job, what you like to earn in a month that you feel is ideal.
Well, they say that in abroad in the United States, for you to be a millionaire, you have to be receiving or making $1 million per year. So that would be good for a start.
Yeah, but we are not in the abroad now. So yeah, you're doing all these political statements. You are not abroad.
Mm,
And abroad, the cost of living is higher because they spend the dollars in the country. You get. You're
mm,
not going to live
but
abroad. You're not going to live abroad and spend in Nigeria now.
yes, now, but the thing is, this thing is relative to because as time goes on, the cost of living increases or changes. Let's say changes. Let me use the word changes. The cost of living changes. So what you might think that is actually ideal in this particular moment might not be ideal in the next 2 3 years. So that is it. But the goal is to provide like whatever I'm trying to do, provide the service to the best of my abilities and hopefully get paid well from that this thing. But if you are looking for a number, 5 million a month is not it's a good place to start.
Would you prefer business or salary job working for somebody full time?
Well, me personally, I would prefer owning my own enterprise and everything. But the thing about it is that it's not really straightforward. Why? Because if you want to own a business, you need capital. So let's say I'm not just, but let's say when I'm done with school, I start working as a mechanical engineer and I start receiving salary and I save up. Then at a point in my life, like even during the process of me working, I can also because I'm building capital, I can also use that capital because most people don't really want to fund your ideas in this country. So there are people that will fund, but it's better you just um because I think there's something called when you are starting a business, you start it with cash at hand, the money you have with you. Then it's when the business progressively gets bigger, then investors can come in. But you don't really expect investors to start invest in your business in this country as it's starting. So you can use that opportunity. You can use that money that you saved up to start your business. Then you can now transition from being a white collar kind of person to owning your own business. So it depends on the kind of person you are. You can be It can be straightforward than okay, I want to start a business directly, or it can be that okay, I'm going to start as a salary worker or salary earner, then transition into owning your own business. It's just scenario or what is happening in the moment.
Okay, so if you had to live in any country in the world, one country, where would you like
Mhm.
to live in and why?
Well, I always love to live. I've always fantasized of living in Norway because although their cost of living is high, it seems kind of peaceful kind of environment and a place that you can sit back and relax. But if you are talking about a state where business is conducted, where a lot of things are happening, then the United States will be a place because a lot of business is being conducted in that country. But a place where someone can relax and okay work, yeah, you can work, let's say remote jobs and everything, your stress level will be low. It's what I've seen. Then Norway, it will be my dream place to work, stay.
So your where you want to stay is influenced by activity, social, commercial activity, how much you're going to make. Because you're mentioning US, you're mentioning
Yeah.
Norway, but US is pulling your left leg. I'm sensing
There's a
some
lot of
indecision there.
there's a lot of
Okay,
business to be conducted there, and there's a lot of money to be made.
that's what I'm saying. That is informed by money. So why not go to the US?
Why not go to the US? I mean?
Yes, and just live there instead of you want to be peaceful. Now you take your money, you go on peaceful vacation in Norway and come
Well,
back to the US.
if I have made my money, then the Norway, the US is not going to be part of the plan. Then Norway will be like if you are talking about a place that you can stay to. But
Mm.
I think for relaxation and let us say mostly this thing, but staying even but if in actuality, if you've made a lot of money, staying in your country, I think is the best place to like enjoy the money the most. Then you can be going for vacation. But if you've made a lot of money, then Nigeria it will be the like best place to actually maximize the money that you've made.
So what I'm sensing is that you don't even have any specific. What you just want is the country you want to stay in is a country that there's money. Money is the country. So what does success mean to you?
Success mean achieving your goal that you set out for yourself. But to me, also success also means being rich. And
Ah, I told you that
yeah,
your
there are
country is
people.
money. You don't have it's not no how does Norway that just you don't need all those countries. You just need money. That's the country.
Because some people can say that they are successful if they've gotten the basic things in life. I want to create like what I want is that I want to
I mean
create.
your own definition. Like
Yeah,
you're giving
that's
me
that. I'm
general.
coming.
Everybody has their own
No, no.
definition.
Yeah, I'm coming to my own.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving the general one first, then I'm
Yeah, yeah.
coming
As
to
a,
my
as a
own.
politician. Okay. Yeah,
So,
present everybody first.
my own definition of success is okay, providing providing an opportunity for everybody. If I've gotten the means to provide an opportunity for everybody, yet also making a lot for myself, in the sense of my ultimate dream is to like have like a seamless enterprise whereby I can provide opportunity jobs and everything for people people that are okay, people that didn't go to school, people that went to school, and then making from them also making from me. You understand? So everything is all boiled down to what what's your sense of achievement. That means I have I feel that I I have actually created value, but creating value is not enough. And I've also made also from that. from the value that I have actually created. So let's say, let me give an example like Amazon. Or I think the better example is Samsung. Samsung provides like a substantial amount of South Korea GDP. Eh? So if I can create something like that, uh, uh, create such opportunity, then also me also making a lot. Also, I think that is also success for me in that area.
That makes sense. That makes sense. There's something big enough that the country can be impacted, the world can be impacted, and also
Yeah.
make a lot of money in the process.
Yeah. Yes,
That makes a lot of
that's
sense.
not.
That's some words of wisdom right there. Okay, thank you. We're out of time. Thank you for coming on the Mac blog.
Okay.
And
You're welcome.
want to commend what you're
Thank you
doing.
for
You're doing a good job, and keep up the good work.